The COVID-19 pandemic has become an issue of growing concern across the globe in recent time, as the spread continues to hit different nations of the world. To that effect, we all need to do our bits and pieces to check the further spread. You are watching APR exclusive on African Patriot Radio. You can follow us on our social media handle across different social media platforms on African Patriot Radio. Elvis Oga is my name, and on this particular edition of APR exclusive, we will be looking at some key issues as regards COVID-19. Issues like the evacuation of expatriates and many more. Meanwhile, let's take a short time out and we'll be back in a jiffy. You're welcome back. It's still APR exclusive on African Patriot Radio. Like I mentioned earlier, we will be looking at the evacuation of expatriates from Nigeria and the readiness or level of preparedness of the government to contain this pandemic. In line with a series of efforts that have been made on a global scale to contain the further spread of coronavirus, there are revelations that some European countries unwilling to take chances are already evacuating their citizens from Nigeria, which we know will have a boomerang effect on our economy and other sectors as activities are halted. For example, an Air France flight had moved 260 Europeans from Nigeria to France to prevent them from being infected with the virus. And that came after the Nigerian government granted 1 week permission to Air France and KLM to evacuate Europeans from the country following the continued spread of the pandemic. There were also reports of the British High Commission exploring option of sending their staff and their families back to the United Kingdom. According to the diplomatic community, there are projections of up to 10,000 infections, as the few confirmed cases must have come in contact with others prior to their knowledge of being infected. On the readiness of the government to contain this pandemic, it would be hard for one to categorically state due to the nation's high population and poor medical facilities, but it won't be out of place to say that the government has been able to manage the situation to an extent, since the situation has not overwhelmed the government, and that is because of the series of measures that has been taken. These measures include the stay-at-home order by the president, which is so significant in identifying, tracing, isolating individuals that have come in contact with confirmed cases. Reports also revealed the upgrade of the country's molecular laboratory as well. The Senate also committed half of the salaries of its members to the fight of curbing the pandemic in Nigeria. We've also seen donations from well-meaning individuals to the fight of the spread of the virus. Intensive information dissemination and sensitization as regards to the precautionary steps is another vital measure taken. The security operatives are not left out, as they are seen at different points, enforcing the different preventive policies of the government within their jurisdiction, with the Nigerian Army cramming it with the opening of a new specialist hospital. There was fumigation of some places in the Federal Capital Territory too. Different state governments seem to have taken cue from the president's stay-at-home order, as they have chosen to imbibe it for the time being, with only Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State sharing divergent view, taking into consideration the plight of artisans and seeking alternative measures of containing the spread of the virus, pointing out the approach of Czech Republic, which allows citizens to go out during stay-at-home or lockdown, but compulsorily with a face mask. He also weighed the option of providing this mask for the indigent through the services of local tailors by government funding. Edo State is reported to be creating 54 screening centers in 18 local governments, and Benue has made progress as 23 contacts to the index case has been traced and are being quarantined. Benue also identified, fumigated and closed down the hospital with the index case. These are few among the measures taken by the government to contain the pandemic, and these measures have yielded some gains, as we've seen number of cases discharged with minimal mortality. Inasmuch as a lot has been done, more tests are expected to be carried out to truly ascertain the real level of the pandemic, considering the nation's population and the tests conducted so far, owing to the fact that a single test kit cannot be used on more than one individual. That's it for now, and I'd like to say a very big thank you for being part of this. Please stay tuned to African Patriot Radio for more interesting programs. My name is Elvis Oga. Goodbye.